Hi, welcome to my craft room. Carol Gatton, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and look at this beautiful heart embellishment we're going to be making with the Blossoms Heart thinlit die. I've cut out 2 of these, and I'm bringing in my silicone craft sheet. To get a mirror image, you need this to be face side up. Then you are adding multi-purpose adhesive to all of your flowers, and I'm adding it just to a few of the leaves at the base and over here at the side, just so that it gives it a little more stability. When I go to adhere this, I want to keep my right hand holding those separately and start at the top left, and you've got wiggle space there, so double check those and make sure you've got it right, because by the time you finish on the right side, the left side's going to start to dry and you will not be able to change it. I'm using the pink pirouette as my color of choice, and this is the pink pirouette cardstock and ink pad. And girls, save yourself a little bit of time, put all 3 of those on at the same time, and then you're just pressing that into the pad, but you don't want it totally covered. You want to give kind of a variegated look. Now set those aside to dry, and while those are drying, we're going to take the larger flower and we are rolling that. Let me show you by lifting it up and see if this makes it a little bit simpler. You're going to roll that to give color to the edge of that, which is really going to give a lot of depth to that flower. And so now let those dry. Once your heart is dry, then you want to just kind of scoot this along your ink pad. Do not push too much of the card stock into the ink pad. You want it just on the edges. I think that you'll be able to really pick up on this. I am using our Wink of Stella, and it recommends that you shake it first. So that was my clear. Here's my gold. And I'm going to start with the clear, and I'm only doing 3 of the 5 larger flowers. You'll need to make extra larger flowers. You have 5 large ones and you have 3 of the smaller. And next I am going to go around the petals of the flower that is cut out here. But if you color it in the center of those flowers, you're just wasting your Wink of Stella, because it won't even show. So I'm being very generous with what I am coloring because I really want this to show up. I think there's like 3 little flowers on the heart, and you want to draw attention to those as well. And doesn't this do a beautiful job? I just love the look of this. It's just that sparkle. And now we're going to bring in our gold, and we've already shaken it. And what you're literally making is just lines. You do not want your lines to be on top of each other. You want space between them, but yet you want to kind of fill this in. You want this to have the looks of the center of a flower. And boy, this Wink of Stella really does it. I just love this stuff. I can't stop using it. And so now finish up on the 3rd one, set that aside to dry, and now we're going to begin to scrunch these up. And if you're not sure what I mean by scrunch, I'm just pushing in the petals, and I'm pushing in hard because I really want to get a lot of dimension by doing this little tip. You have trouble in doing that, fold the flower in half and then fold it in half again, and then give it a real hard push. And when you open these up, this is really, really important. Make sure you only open them up. Do not try to flatten these. Do not try to rearrange the wrinkles on this, because you really want this 3-dimension to stay. Multi-purpose adhesive on the 3 flowers that do not have the Wink of Stella, and then bring in your smaller ones. And I should have used my tweezers when I was doing this, and I don't know why I didn't. It would have been so much simpler, so learn from my mistake. But what you're doing is you're offsetting this smaller flower. You're not putting it in the center. You don't want this to be uniform. You want to move it up a little bit, and now you're taking your tweezers or fingernails and you are pushing those petals up. And this is the time you have to do it, because if you wait, that may be totally adhered to that bottom flower, and so you won't have that time. So do it now, keeping your finger in the center and just pushing the petals up. It's going to really take a flat flower and bring it to life. So all 3 of these are done. Now we're going to add a little bit of adhesive to the back of our 2-petal flower. And when you go to place this down, I want you to really think about the positioning, because you want to offset it. It's not right on to that flower, but it's off so that the Wink of Stella shows. Can you see the difference it makes? Now this one's really tiny, so kind of think about where you want to put that before you ever touch down. And now I can see the Wink of Stella underneath it. And take your tweezers, and you are going to be working these flowers up to give it a really beautiful 3D effect. Next, we're going to bring in our 2 single flowers, and we will add those at the top. Just a little bit of glue will do it. And isn't that gorgeous? I really, really like it. And pearls would be the perfect thing to set it off. Stampin' Up's pearls come in 3 different sizes, and these are the smallest, and they fit right into this little circle just perfect. And when you're lifting these pearls up, I like to use my scissors. But another idea, if you have trouble with that, is I have a little spatula here. And so I am scooching under. You've got to make sure you pick up that glue dot. Without the glue dot, there's no adhesive for that pearl to stick. These are the pearls that are connected together on the side, and I'm just finishing up this package, so I'm just cut these apart so that I can use them here for the centers. And these are the medium size pearls. Get some dimensions for the back. And I'm putting 5 on here, right where my 5 flowers are. And then there's a little piece here at the end of the dimensionals that you can just cut apart. And it's just a tiny little bitty piece, and you're going to add it to the leaves near this V of the heart. You want to make sure you support that so that it stands up. I've cut my card 4 1/4 by 11 and scored it at 5 1/2. And isn't that beautiful on there? And then you can put your verse here. Thank you so much. Until next time. And I've had a request to teach how to do the inside for this card, so that'll be next. Thank you.